I'm going to share with you how and why Pax Dei is pay to win. Now, for those that don't know, when you buy the very standard cheap version of the game, you get one plot. So what is a plot? So you're looking at it right now. Let me pull out a hammer here and show you what plots are. So you can see in the sky, it'll say, your plot shared with clan. So in this little blue hexagonal circle here is how much I can build. Just this one little blue circle, right? Now, if I look around, you can see other people's plots. We have a nameless plot here with no one there. Interesting, okay. This is Zaffan's plot. Never met him, never talked to him. And, again, these are his buildings. I can't steal from them. I can't just open his stuff and yoink it. At least I'm not supposed to. What? Okay, it's like semi-letting me... What the hell? What the hell, game? Okay, well, it's being weird. See, it's supposed to say locked. This is what it's supposed to do. It says locked, it says private, but when I click on this one, it's kind of letting me, like, mess with it. I don't know, it's being weird. But anyway, buggy game aside, that's his plot. So, and a lot of people, you're gonna hear a lot of people on Steam forums that are simping for the game, or on Discord, they're gonna say, well, one plot is all you need. You only need one plot. And I'm going to tell you why that's false. I'm going to tell you why that's wrong. I'm going to show you why that's wrong. Now, one way to get around it, and one way that they're probably getting around it, is they have a guild. And everyone can share the guild plot, which is what I'm doing. My guild, which is just one guy I'll show you. It's the guy that bought me the game, Bossy. Boss Lobbies. BossLobbies.com. Not sponsored. But, so he can come and yoink all my stuff, or mess with these apiaries. These are little beehives. If he wants our open chest and grab stuff for his little house, which is over here. So this is one of his plots, and he's got the 4-plotter. He bought me the 4-plotter account. Thank you very much again. And so he's got his 4 plots all crisscrossing right here. I don't know what this little square is, but I think they're just overlapping. But yeah, he's got his little homestead over here with all his little crafty things. But this whole area we can build on, we can decorate on, we can do whatever the hell we want with it. It is our land. Man, it must be nice to own land in real life. But let me show and tell you just a few uses and a few reasons why owning multiple plots is hella beneficiary. But it's not just multiple plots. You have multiple character slots. And while I'm not currently using multiple character slots because I'm kind of lazy, I'm being a little lazy right now, really. But the multiple plots is just game-changing. It is game-breaking, okay? Especially if you're a solo or even a small guild player. If you're in a massive guild, you know, someone's going to have all of these little things covered. So the only way as a one-plotter is to be a guild slave. But from my understanding, from talking with the top Sweat Lord guilds, the top OGs, the big contenders, the heavy hitters, the big Zerg guilds, those guys are only letting in people with 3 or 4 plot, like 2 or 4 plot accounts, not 3 plot accounts. You can't have a 3 plot account. It's the 2 or 4 plot accounts. So let me show you an example. Now up here, this is a hill, and this is a kind of a shortcut. And you'll notice that there's a little building there. That's look whose plot this is. Oh look, well it's your plot. That means me. I'm you're me. This is not a persona intervention. Okay, so let me just explain what's going on. So here's where I live, right? This is my plot, and this is also my plot, but this is mainly where I live. Now, if I want to get the really good iron, not the crappy iron, but the good stuff, I gotta come up here to this little area right here. There's 2 ways to get there. I swim across the river, or I walk across the bridge. Anyway, I swim across the river, and there's a whole community here. They're gonna gate it off at some point. And they even got mad at me because I was swimming in their river, right? I know it's just roleplay, but who cares? So then I gotta travel along the forest ridge here. There's a bunch of wolves that will reduce my HP down to very low because they're gonna land hits, but I'm just gonna run away and de-aggro them. Then I gotta cross this bridge, okay? And then I gotta go all up this hilly, mountainy terrain. This is actually a very hard venture. There's more wolves to fight. And then I can finally get to the iron. And then when I want to return home, because this big stone here is kind of like a hearthstone. If you hold the T button, you can do what's called a home shrine, and that'll teleport you there. But there is not a home shrine that's this big anywhere else. These little ones are not home shrines. I don't know what these little ones do. I don't think anyone does yet. So I can mine up here and then run all the way back and swim across and then deposit the iron, right? Now, here we have a little hill, and this hill is impossible to climb. If you try to run up this hill at any angle, if you try to jump up it, if you try to, like, get it all slanted and stuff, you cannot go up this hill. It is impossible to go up this hill. You will slide down, and if you try to get down, or if you try to slide, like, over here, You'll slide so far down, you'll die. It's happened to me. So what I've done is I placed down a plot, and now everyone in the whole community, everyone that lives in this whole area has been loving it, except these river guys. They don't know about it, I guess. Because we can just run up this little ladder, and it's a shortcut. So, because I'm using this shortcut, I can just run, and I'm right there. And then when I want to return home, I just run back down the ladder, and I'm back home. It saves so much time. And you may be thinking, but Swole Benji, why don't you just follow this path along the river and get there? You can't. This area is such a steep cliff, you get pushed into the water, and in this game, when you're swimming in, or floating in water, it drains your stamina. And there's no way to have enough stamina to swim from here all the way over here. That's a very long distance. You will die. There's no way you can eat food and have enough stamina to do that. So what would you could build in the water? Maybe, I haven't tried. But here's the cool thing too, right? I don't have to keep this plot. I have 4 plots. Anytime that I want, all I have to do is open the plot menu, and then I can click the plot, I can click release plot, and these buildings will stay. They won't blow up and explode and crumble. They will, however, decay. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is all just really basic wood materials. So cheat number 1, pay to win example number 1, is you can basically Fortnite all over the world by placing a plot down, building whatever it is that you need to traverse the harsh terrain, and then unclaim the plot, and you will save an infinite amount of more time than someone who only has 1 plot. Unless you're using your 1 plot to never play the game or only explore, you're not going to ever own a house or a homestead or a refining station unless you join a guild. And they're not going to let you in because you have 1 plot because you're poor. Which sucks. I'm poor. I know. I get it. So that is the first reason for the pay to win. Right there. And there's many such cases. Now, the second one, I don't have a plot set up to show you. I don't have an example to show you. But I'm assuming if you played the game, you've encountered in the forest here a black bear. A black bear basically 2-shots you if you have no armor. If you have full armor and food buffs, then they still like 3 or 4 shot you. It's kind of sucks. But what you can do is once again, you can pull out your hammer, put down a plot, and then you can go to the little foundation here, which I'll show you. You just pop down a foundation. You raise it up in the air, you slap that bad boy down, you jump up and climb on top of it, and now the bear will stand under this foundation, looking up at you, and just trying to swipe at you. And what you can do when you're on the foundation is you can look down at it, and you can poke it to death with your spear, or you can shoot it to death with your bow and arrow, right? Which I've actually never shot this bow and arrow. Let's give it a shot. Ooh, 23 damage. Oh boy. So yeah, you can just set on a high little platform that you build instantly via Fortnite, and just shoot the black bear to death and then harvest it. But currently, black bears aren't really worth killing. Their loot sucks, but it is something that you can do. Also, if you're about to die and you really don't want to corpse walk, you just Fortnite up real quick. You just tower up, and then you just log out. That'll de-aggro all the mobs. You log back in, and then you go about your merry way. You unclaim the plot. And with 4 plots, there's even more hijinks that you can do. With multiple plots, you can wall off or gatekeep resources. So let's pretend that these nice rocks here, I said it right, are iron. Like, let's say they're the really good iron nodes. Okay, so what you do is you get your hammer, you go to your plots, and look, I can claim this. I can literally claim this plot, and then I can build walls around this. And in this game, you can't climb walls. I mean, you can climb tiny little, like, waist-high things like that, but you cannot, like, pretend this is a wall. You can't climb this. There is no climbing mechanic in this game. The entire reason, have you ever heard of a game called Conan Exiles? The entire reason they added a climb mechanic wasn't because they're like, ooh, let's make a better game. No. It's because griefers like me walled off entire starter zones on official servers with duped walls. Yes, I did that. I was the guy that did that. Do you remember that? There was so many forum posts. People were so pissed. That is a memory that I love and cherish. Now, what I'm saying is that with enough griefers or enough bad boys, or if you piss off your neighbor because they don't like your house, or some lady wants to roleplay as an HOA and zone you out, what she can do is go to the rarest resource in the region that you have to walk 10 minutes to get to, wall it off, and you can never have it ever again. But Swole Benji, you could open doors. They can't lock doors. They're not using doors. They're using walls. Well, if it's walled off, then they can't get to it either. Yes, they can. Because when you own the wall, you can delete the wall. Which means you just delete the wall, harvest the resources, put the wall back up. But that costs resources. Yeah, it costs some wood and some straw. It doesn't, like, a wall is cheap. Look how cheap a wall is. Okay, you go to construction, you go to wall, and it's sapwood, pegs, and reed. Whoop-dee-doo, man. Whoop-dee-doo. That is so easy and quick to farm. And, yeah, so people are already doing that. There's actually, like, a base that's, like, kind of down this way towards these dungeons. And I think this guild is trying to wall off this entire thing. They're, like, trying to wall off the whole damn thing, right? But they've already got the cliffs walled off, all the easy access points. But, like, hey, if I Fortnite up the side of the mountain, they're not stopping me, okay? But, the only way, like, if someone claims the resources and puts a roof over it, you can't tower up next to them with your own plot and then Fortnite in, okay? And if you did, you would have to use your little teleporty magic to get out, right? Because you wouldn't be able to delete their walls, you'd just be stuck. And yes, there was an unstuck function. I don't know if they took it out of the game for release, but... So that's a few ways that pay to win exists. Let's get to multiple characters. So remember earlier where I talked about I have to run from my plot all the way up here to mine? Here's where either multiple plots or multiple characters come into play. So I could just park an alt character here, and because I released a video and I did the testing, every time you harvest a resource, it takes 30 minutes of real life time for those suckers to come back. So what I can do is I can just park my alt character here, give him a pickaxe, log in, mine the stone, set a timer, log his ass out, and continue playing over here on my main character. And then, you know, every 30 minutes, log into this guy, mine the metals, and so on. And once his inventory is full, then I can just, you know, teleport back home and walk. Or, well, I wouldn't want to teleport because it's too far. But I would walk the alt character here, deposit, walk him back, log his ass out, while this character is being hyper-productive. So that's one way that your multiple characters that you get for paying more money is pay to win. And you can argue, well, that's not pay to win, that's pay to progress, that's pay to blah, blah, blah. Anytime you get any kind of advantage over another player with real-life money, that is considered pay to win. End of story. Don't argue with this on me. Don't argue with me on this. That's how you're supposed to say that sentence. Anyway, next up, the second thing is that there are full loot PvP zones in this game. And if you have never, ever played Eve or Albion, you know what people do with alt characters? They log them into Scout. They even keep them logged into Scout via GeForce Now stuff. So, I've actually tested multi-boxing in this game, and you can't log in your same character twice. It will log the other one out. But you could probably log in alt characters. I didn't test. I just got fed up and uninstalled on my other computer. But essentially, you can log into multiple alt characters and scout resources, scout players, scout bases, scout PvP zones, you know, all you want. And the more characters that you have, the easier this becomes. There is no downside to having more characters other than... The only downside to not having more characters is that people can do things that you can't. So they're winning and you're not. And so, yes, that concludes the video. That is how Pax Dei is pay to win. Thank you so much. There will be people that will be downvoting this video either to hide the fact that the game is pay to win, or they will vehemently disagree with anything and everything I say because they are fanatical fanboys who hate my guts, and because I showed my true colors that I'm not going to dick ride and ride the coattails of the freaking devs because of how they treated me, then they're against me no matter what. So I need your help to like the video. And finally, on the right side of your screen, please click the video that just popped up right now. And if you don't, you're going to have really bad heartburn. It's going to hurt.